It is time. I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla. Why? He's the king. He's the king of the monsters. He's great. He comes up out of nowhere, destroys stuff, goes to sleep. It's a dream every man has. Wake up, go be alpha, and go to bed. And so Shin Godzilla. Okay, so we got to back up about this. First of all, spoilers. I don't hold back in these videos. I don't have time. Godzilla is the metaphorical representation of the repercussions of the atomic bombs that were dropped on Japan. That's from the creator of Godzilla. Because they're a storytelling culture. We want to tell a story. How can we put into a story or film the events that have happened in our culture and our society? How do we tell that? It can't just be mayhem. It can't be bomb. Let's have some fun with it. Let's put a guy in a giant lizard thing. We'll put up a bunch of miniatures and we'll have Godzilla, Gojira, go destroy everything. It's fun. Good, clean fun. Shin Godzilla was put out. This is from 2016. I never got a chance to see it in the theaters. And you can't find it streaming anywhere until recently. I think it's finally on Amazon Prime. Anyway, I happened to find it recently in Blu-ray at Walmart. So I bought that sucker instantly. $35. I'll find money. I will find it. I got to have this. I watched it that night when I got home from Walmart. I watched it. Made my wife suffer through it. She's not the biggest, but she gets it. Shin Godzilla. This is a different take on the Godzilla theme. This one is a metaphor for the Fukushima nuclear meltdown, power plant meltdown that happened a few years before that. I think in 2009, 2011. I can't remember exactly when that happened. So this is a different Godzilla. This one's about radiation and the evolution of radiation and the containment and how radiation can change things. Slower process. We build up to it. We don't just have Godzilla, bang, drop bombs. We got to build up to this stuff. So this is a different Godzilla for that reason. It's still a great Godzilla. Let me go into details. First of all, I'll read this. This is 2 hours long. It's a little bit, it's a movie. That's fine. I watched it English dubbed, and there's people out there. Think what you want. I don't care. I don't have time for that. Well, you have to listen to it in the original Japanese or it loses something in the translation. Well, I'd rather listen to something off than have to read when I'm trying to watch Godzilla go berserk on a thing. So let me listen. Let me do my thing. I'm okay with it. It's fine. Plus, if you don't know Japanese, how do you know it's losing translation? Another topic. Shin Godzilla is fantastic. I absolutely adored this movie. I loved this movie for the Godzilla that they're trying to portray through film and storytelling. It's great. This is 2 hours. I would say an hour and a half of this is political boardroom side meetings talking about government procedures on how to handle this with the public, and not how do we stop Godzilla. It's meetings. If you like meetings, this is your movie. If you like meetings with occasional giant lizard mass destruction, this is the movie you should watch. But there are meetings. It's a ton of meetings. I did not expect that. But after watching it and its thing, what they're trying to do, I get it. This is fine. Something has surfaced in Tokyo Bay as the Prime Minister of Japan pleads with the public to remain calm. A horrific creature of a tremendous size makes landfall in the city, leaving death and destruction in its wake. Then it evolves. That's the thing. So Godzilla at this time is just this this thing that it's like a larval state that is in the water thrashing around, and it wiggles itself up, you know, like that. It wiggles itself up into land as a worm larval thing with like back legs. It's weird. It's weird, but you just got to go with it. And it gets gooey because he's a butterfly. Godzilla's a butterfly. He's gonna evolve. We're a caterpillar at the beginning, and so he's got to evolve like radiation changes, like radiation is having an effect. We're starting it. It got leaked. We're having an effect of slow radiation. Okay, powerful radiation. So that's where a lot of the meetings happen. Is we just saw this on the news. How are we going to handle this? Prime Minister that. Prime Minister that. Lots of board meetings to try and figure out what this is, how we're going to handle it. So there's a lot of meetings. I said that already. There's a lot of meetings, but it does pay off because the contrast of seeming boredom in a meeting, talking about things, the contrast of when you do get to see Godzilla in his, I think he has like 3 stages, really does pay off, because you're like, okay, we're talking about this is a real threat. We're having some serious discussions, but there is a real threat. This isn't just funsies. There's a real threat. So you kind of get to see both sides. For me, I really, really like this because it was a different Godzilla than we're typically used to seeing. And I'm not talking about the 98 version. We're going to forget about that. Although I absolutely love that, I don't count that Godzilla with Matthew Broderick in the genre of Godzilla. That's its own American thing, and that's fine. I'll get to that someday. But being in the genre of Godzilla, I think this is good. It put a fresh spin on Godzilla, that Godzilla isn't always coming from the instant and terrible reactions of man's use of potential weapons. This one comes from a standpoint of its nuclear reactors is providing power to Japan. And when something like that goes wrong, issues can happen. So it's coming from a good place, but it still has a bad outcome. It has, because it's nuclear radiation. It's bad coming from good. Anyway, that's my take. I thought this was fantastic. I absolutely adored this movie. I will watch this again. I would put this, so you have an annual go through list. You have like every 5 years, and then maybe every 10 years and once a lifetime, because it wasn't that good enough to watch again, but I saw it. I would put this in maybe an annual, if you were going to have an annual movie marathon of Godzilla, add this into it. 100%. Add this into it. Maybe at the end of all the other Godzillas, but put it in there. This is a fantastic movie. I loved it. I loved the Godzilla. When he finally unleashes at a point and you're like, holy crap, this is fantastic. This is amazing. I loved it. I loved all of it. 100%. I'm going to give this, if I had to rate this on a Godzilla scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give this an 8. It's not... Do I give it an 8 or a 9? I'll do it. I'll go there. I'll give it a 9 because I think it's that good of its own version of Godzilla. I thought the acting was great. The characters were great. Godzilla was fantastic. Even at some parts you're like, all right, what are we doing here? Those parts were good at the beginning because I knew going into this was going to be a different Godzilla, and I knew it was not your typical thing. I knew because I've seen clips. I'm like, okay, I know this is going to be not what I expect. And it was not what I expected. But I think it was fantastic. I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it the 9. I'm not going to give it a 10. Few movies deserve a 10. Being the best of the best movie you've ever seen. This was a really good movie. It exceeded my expectations by a long shot. I will say that. I expected strangeness. I expected different Godzilla. I didn't know exactly what to expect. I knew carnage was coming. But I thoroughly enjoyed the process of getting to the Godzilla at the end. And quite honestly, I don't remember how this ends. Oh, I do. I won't spoil that for you. But it was fun. This was fun. Like I said, if you're a Godzilla fan or if you're on the fence about Shin Godzilla, if you can find this, that's the thing in the United States. This is very hard to find. I stumbled across it at Walmart, finally on Blu-ray. You can probably order it from, and I tried ordering this from Amazon Prime, trying to find a US version that was English dubbed. And then maybe that's me. I wanted to watch it. I didn't listen to it. I didn't want to have to read the movie, the story. I wanted to listen to it. So it was incredibly hard for me to find. I, for years, have been trying to find this. Stumbled across it, got it, watched it, loved it. Maybe you will too. Maybe you won't. Maybe you're like, Godzilla's stupid. Kong lives. I will have that debate with you, Kong versus Godzilla, any day. Because I am Team Godzilla. Without fail. 110%. That's my 11-minute review of Shin Godzilla, quick and dirty with spoilers. There you go. If you can find it, I highly recommend it. If you're a Godzilla fan,